Getting started, the beginning of a powerful income source. Now that you know a little bit more about the traffic source, it's time to get the system started. The best part about this traffic source is that it can be monetized in any way that you want. This applies whether you're an affiliate, a merchant, or just looking for a new and powerful way to make income. The traffic source itself can provide a tremendous boost to any website and beneficial to almost any business you want. The best way to monetize this traffic though is by using cost per action offers. Now I know that this might not be new to everybody here, but this is exactly the best method to use. This is actually how people have made over $1,000 per day and beyond. That's why I will be revealing the main focus on this with this training course. Rather than being paid for a sale, you're paid when the user performs an action, and this usually means sign up for a free trial or sign up for a simple form. A decent offer will usually pay you anywhere from $10 to $30 per lead. Now it's also very important that you know what to do when you decide to use CPA networks. Not all of them accept adware traffic, and this is very important depending on what you want to do. If you're wondering if a particular CPA network accepts adware, the answer is yes, depending on your network, affiliate manager, and even depending on the offer itself. Despite it being black hat, there's more networks than you think that accepts this. However, they won't publicly tell you this for obvious reasons. There are usually two options that you can get around with this, as I mentioned in the report. Usually you can ask your CPA network or your affiliate manager if their network accepts adware traffic. And sometimes, and I usually recommend this, it's best to be upfront about this and not try to hide it. It's my personal recommendation and my personal approach depending on what you want. But of course, if you truly want to be black hat on this and want to hide it from your affiliate manager, that's possible too, as long as you cloak. Simply refer to chapter 7 in the report for this. But of course, one more thing I had to mention is with CPA networks. Most likely you're already familiar with all of these in other various training courses or other PDFs. Now, most of you should already be familiar with CPA networks, as I mentioned. If you're just starting off though, getting to one network is fine, and then we can move on from there. To promote these CPA offers, you usually have to sign up with various networks that are out there. Of course, if you're a veteran to CPA networks, then you should already know all of this, but bear with me. For those that don't know, you should usually make the initiative contact with your affiliate managers. This is one of the best ways to get accepted. Think of it as a job and you're trying to get an opening for yourself. Of course, you want to tell them a little bit of your background, and usually tell them that you do pay-per-click or drive traffic is also what you want to do. Now usually the best thing to do is to give a little background on yourself. You don't need to tell them much, but you do need to tell them that you've done pay-per-click before or drive traffic to websites before, so that you give them a little history. Again, think of this as a job interview and they're trying to accept you. Most of the time, you might find that you might need a website, but this isn't the case if you know how to do it. I suggest, as I did in the report, either use eBay, Digital Point, or SitePoint, or other various sites where you can buy a website cheaply. If you want to do this even quicker, it's possible to create a WordPress blog and then use articles or whatever method you need just to get accepted. Now of course, if you tell them that you do pay-per-click, then this should be enough already for them to accept you. You should let them know that you do not focus on websites, and instead you focus on building landing pages to your pay-per-click and that you are familiar with CPA networks before. I can't stress this enough, but once you get accepted, then this is where the fun begins.